When Tom Hanks started out, someone forgot to tell him being a maniacal egomaniac and throwing daily temper tantrums was a prerequisite for success in Hollywood. Or if they did, he refused to listen. So, unlike so many other acting superstars who insist on all of us suffering for their art, Tom simply got on with the job. And he's loved every minute of it. Along the way, he's won a couple of Oscars, while we've spent billions going to watch his movies. Tom Hanks has just turned 60 and very happily continues to disprove the saying, nice guys finish last. Hi.
Hi, Allison. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Boy, are we going to have a good time tonight. Let's uncork some bottles.
If you want to impress the biggest movie star on the planet, easy.
We could skip the interview and go straight to lunch.
I think this is the last thing I'm doing today, so let's bag it.
Just set up his interview in a wine cellar.
Do you know that there is a wine that they call the Tom Hanks of wine?
What, it's steady, reliable?
It is consistent and everyone loves it.
Okay, all right.
Tom Hanks has an easy charm about him
Go ahead and clack that bad boy.
that makes you feel like you've known him for years.
Ouch.
And no wonder. He's been making movies now for 4 decades.
Covering fire!
With 2 Academy Awards on his shelf,
Excellent work, counselor.
he is box office magic.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
Houston, we have a problem.
Your evolution as an actor has been quite extraordinary. How do you choose the projects you do these days?
Instinctively. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, definitely, like the franchises, like when Toy Story came along, I leapt at that because I'd never done anything like it.
Hello?
Who doesn't want to play a cartoon cowboy?
Well, the work is hard, actually, but they end up doing this stuff that's just like crazy magical, and it's just delightful to be a part of it.
Bo, it's gotta be a less painful way to get my attention.
I do it for pleasure. I like being an actor. I like making movies.
So you still have the passion and the enthusiasm for it that you had as a younger
Oh, Lord,
actor.
yeah.
I was on top of the world, living high.
When I found out in school that they gave you credit for showing up and being in plays, I said, who invented this scam? And when it turned out that you could sort of get a paycheck in order to do this, when I was young, I didn't bat an eye when it came down to throwing all my possessions in a car and driving across the country to work for $250 a week. It was a no-brainer. Of course I'll do it.
Would you still do it for $250?
Yes, I would. This is the greatest job in the world.
There is something so normal about the great Tom Hanks. He doesn't seek the limelight. In fact, he fiercely guards his privacy. And refreshingly for Hollywood, he's been married to the same woman for 28 years. Fellow actor and producer, Rita Wilson.
So we went to high school at the same time, and I told her long ago, if you and I were in the same high school, I would not have had the courage to speak to you. Too vivacious, too beautiful, too popular, everything, too upbeat, too positive. And to her credit, my wife said, if we had gone to school at the same time, I would have had nothing to do with you.
Does it amaze you that people are surprised that you're still happily married after 28 years?
I think Rita and I are blessed because we really like each other, we always have. And, you know, weather a storm here and there, it's no big deal, you can get past it. And we had this is one thing that's absolutely perfect about our life together, our marriage. She sleeps late. I get up, usually somewhere between 7 o'clock and 7:15. Take care of the dog, do that. So I have had all the coffee that I need. I've read the entire paper before she comes downstairs. So I've had my alone time. So when my radiant beauty finally comes down from the bedroom, I'm delighted to see her. We chat a little bit, and I make her coffee the way she likes
See,
it.
girls swoon when they hear this kind
Well,
of
I'm
stuff.
telling you,
This is why
I'm
she
gonna tell you
keeps
right
you
now,
around.
She's a very lucky woman. I mean, let me put it that way.
It's like that movie.
That's a chick's movie.
All that talk of coffee has us deciding We desperately need one.
You know I'm going to really dine out on this. That time I had a coffee with Tom Hanks.
That's good. Very glamorous. We're sure there's Denzel right there.
Yeah, they were looking down
What do
on
I have
us.
to do to get my picture in a restaurant like this?
While we're waiting for our cappuccino, I learn there is a reason Tom Hanks has lasted so long in this game. He knows all the tricks.
You know what I read about you recently is Tom Hanks is not your classically handsome leading man. I couldn't work out if that was a compliment or an insult.
I don't know. The leading man is a good thing.
Yeah.
Classically handsome is a problem. As you learn, as you have to look at yourself on screen, I have two sides to my face.
A good side and a bad
This
side?
is the good side. And
This
there's
is-
the lens is there.
Oh,
This the
is that
good
why you're
side.
sitting on this side?
Well,
Is
let's
this
just
part-
say perhaps yes. And just take a look. Just
Yeah.
take a look. I'll take off my glasses. There's the good side.
That's-
Decent jaw, okay chin, the nose is
Strong.
Well, strong enough.
Yeah.
But then when you turn around here, it all
Oh, good
just
God.
it all just sort of disappears and becomes a little bit less defined. Now is this
That tidbit of information has me looking at his films in a whole new light.
I'm just upset that I,
I
have to
guess
sit
so.
on your ugly side.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Almost
So
lost my
that's
seats.
why you were so perplexed by the question. You are not a classically No, I'm not, because you're sitting on my
Sitting
bad
on the wrong
side.
side. So you don't insist on being shot from a certain angle.
No. Here's what I do. On occasion, I'll get there early and I'll be the first one in front of the camera for a rehearsal.
Yeah.
And I'll put myself on the good side and see if the
Yeah.
director changes it. And then say, Tom, could you try the other side? Yes,
Oh.
I'll go on the See, there he is right there. Talking about protecting my good side. And sometimes
Tom's good friend Ron Howard may have made his name as Richie Cunningham on Happy Days.
His feet aren't really falling.
But these days, Ron is one of Hollywood's most in-demand directors.
Poem, that's what it should be moved to the back. Okay, great. Poem means a
You guys have been working together for a very long time now.
yeah,
Yeah.
40 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you gave Tom his first big break in movies.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
well, he was a TV star.
No, I was a guy on a failed sitcom.
Well, a guy on a
you
failed
were a
sitcom.
TV star.
He was doing karate scenes with the Fonz in Happy Days.
I had left the show by that time,
Yeah.
but everybody on Happy Days said, "Oh my God, you got to see this guy, Tom Hanks. He's just great."
Ron took a risk, casting the little-known 28-year-old opposite Daryl Hannah in Splash.
Hey! Come back, please! Just
Do you think back then anyone picked you two for greatness?
I don't think we picked ourselves. For
I will tell you right now, the reason that I was in that movie was because everybody who was big at the time had said, there's no way I'm working with Opie
Ron Howard.
Cunningham.
That's it.
The pair have now worked together on 6 blockbusters.
I left you a path. Now, only you can finish it.
Is this supposed to be a challenge?
And have just finished their latest collaboration, Inferno, the 3rd movie in Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code series.
So, other than Woody from Toy Story, Robert Langdon is the only character you've revisited.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it the character? Are you a fan of Dan Brown? Or did they just offer you an obscene amount of money?
Well, it's not as much money as it used to be, I tell you. Things have changed. Look, I'm not a dope. I'm a selfish actor, and I'm as competitive as anybody, and I like to play the smartest guy in the room, even though I'm not.
That's not
If a
right.
plague exists, do you know how many governments would want it?
Clerical profiteers, not there.
And what they'd do to get it?
Discord there? No.
Biological weapon.
There are some pretty dark and disturbing, but realistic themes in Inferno. How do you feel about where the world is heading and what will be left for your grandkids?
It's all happened before. It's all been said before. There hasn't been a time in our lives or if for thousands of years in which somebody hasn't said, boy, things are getting worse, aren't they?
So are you optimistic about the future?
I'm not optimistic, I'm pragmatic. I think it breaks down to this mathematical formula. 49% of the people on the planet Earth embrace ignorance, and 51% of the people on the planet Earth embrace freedom. And as long as there remains that 2% more than the others, we'll be okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Hanks.
It's that kind of pragmatism that has many people wanting Tom Hanks to make a tilt for the White House.
Fellow citizens, we cannot escape history.
Politically active, he spoke at President Barack Obama's inauguration in 2009.
That this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
But he's in no way tempted to put his own hand up, even as he watches Donald Trump inch towards the top job.
Who the hell would want that job? I never want to have any job where I have to answer the phone. You know? And if you're a politician...
But if you're in politics, someone answers the phone for you.
No. Sooner or later, someone's calling you up, and you gotta either accept bad news or give them bad news. I always want to be able to lay claim to be a flighty artist and say, well, I don't know, we can try Colin, but who knows if he's going to answer the phone or not.
Can you imagine your country with Donald Trump as president?
Yes, I can. I can, quite frankly. And we would be fine.
So you're okay if Donald Trump becomes president?
Am I okay? I don't want Donald Trump to be president of the United States. But in the grand scheme of things, America corrects itself.
Right. Well, I think you'd make a great president.
Oh, dear Lord, that would just be a disaster, wouldn't it? Besides that, I'd want to be prime minister. So it means I'd have to move to your country.
Well, that's all right. We change our prime ministers as often as we change our socks.
But if I moved to Australia, could I be prime minister? You don't have to be a citizen? You don't have to be born in Australia?
We would make an exception for you, Tom Hanks.
Oh, well, then I'm going to start looking for some condominiums in Melbourne.
People love Tom Hanks. They trust him. Why?
Well, first of all, he has great taste. So as
he works with you.
Well, as an actor, he's accessible. Different kinds of actors have different kinds of charisma. His is this sort of accessibility.
I mean, we'll get a selfie.
And that was on show when he walked the red carpet in Singapore alongside Ron Howard for their new film.
Peace, love, and understanding, and cinema.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
And as always, Tom charmed all in his path.
What? How are you going to crack me open now?
Nice to
I'd like
see you
again.
You just can't get rid of us, can you?
I can't. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Everybody's here.
I know you've got a good turnout.
Not bad for a premiere. We'll take that.
What happens when you wave at them?
Well, I don't know, because now everybody's looking at their phones. In the old days, they actually came to see you, but now they're looking at the image of you that exists on their handheld device.
Plenty has changed since those old days. For one, the man known as the Mayor of Hollywood is no longer a struggling actor. He's worth a staggering $350 million US.
Why are you doing this?
I just felt like running.
Worldwide, his films have grossed close to $9 billion. But having just celebrated a milestone birthday, he's now reassessing some of the decisions he's made in his lifetime.
I'm 60, and I'm going to make some substantial changes, and I've already started doing it, and it's sort of like took me by surprise. I'm going to give this a shot, see what happens. Why? Because I'm 60, and there's no reason not to do it.
Oh, you've been diagnosed with type 2
I
diabetes.
have type 2 diabetes, yes.
Was that a shock?
No, because it was a slow train running that was explained to me every time I went to the doctor's office. My doctor says, well, congratulations, you idiot. You have achieved the level of so much sugar in your blood that you now have type 2 diabetes. I said, I do. Mr. Cameraman, just do this one thing, all right? Just stay with me right there. Just raise up a little bit.
Tom Hanks is now sugar-free, fit, and cheekier than ever.
No substitution for a slight down angle. Now,
Just make sure you shoot his good side.
look how hideous that angle is. Even on her. You'll
easy.
No. You're beautiful in every way,
can't say
shape,
that
or form.
about a girl.
But there's such a thing as a bad, flattering angle, even for someone as beautiful as you.
Ooh, nice save, Tom.
I know.
So don't take this the wrong way.
Uh-oh.
But,
Let me just say right now, I'm going to take this the wrong way.
I mean, How much longer do you want to spend in this game?
It's not a game, it's a life. It's like saying, how long are you going to want to go to a really pleasant dinner party with fascinating people and not only hear great stories, but tell one occasionally on yourself? You never want to give up on that.
Well, Tom Hanks, thank you so much
That's
for
it?
your time. That's it.
We didn't even touch on Donald Trump nearly enough as I thought we'd have to. Okay, that's nice. Nice chatting with you.
But you really are the nicest man in Hollywood.
Well, come on. You know, what's that mean exactly?
And I think you'd...
Cross me. Take advantage of my good nature, you, and you'll find out just how nice a guy.
I'll see the real Tom Hanks.
That is the one thing that will get you on my. But don't take advantage of my good nature. You'll come to regret it.